My name is Todd Standing. Thank you very much for tuning into our live show. We're going to discuss the topic of Sasquatch slash Bigfoot slash wilderness and nature slash other cool spiritual connective things to nature and to the wilderness and to biology. And I have an announcement to make. Oh, and we'll get into that. Let's say about 10 minutes in, I'll have an announcement for everybody. That'll be very impressive. Really, really cool stuff. So I missed the live show last week, and there's a good reason for that. And that'll be the announcement today. Oh my God, this is 2026. Wow. What a year it's turning out to be. I'm in Nia Bay in a month for my first expedition with Paul Calandrino, who has the Calandrino footage. Oh my God, the stuff we have planned this year is absolutely it's like it's like out of a movie. So it's incredible, next level. my social media, I haven't done YouTube videos in a while, and they've been really behind. I usually do Thursdays and Sundays, and I missed a live show, which I don't do very often, but it's just because I'm really at the end of all these expeditioners. Our expeditions have gone right through the roof. We've doubled up on expedition people coming out because Kyle is doing expeditions, and I'll say it 100 times, I don't care. It's because of inspired entirely by Jeff Meldrum, that incredible, amazing human being that has since passed. I've been inspired by him because in his passing, who has taken his place? And not really. He's gone, and there's a huge void in the discovery process of Sasquatch. Huge. That's not going to happen when I go the way of the dodo in many decades. I want to be insignificant. I want there to be so many people that rise up and take over. I want to be the old dude, 90 years old, 95 years old in the trailer with the headset on going, "Get out there, you young whippersnappers, let's get her done," right? Because I did it, you do it. Just all these new people coming on board. I mean, I'm just absolutely mind blown by the level that we're going to with this discovery process. So dozens of new people coming on board this year, incredible minds, surgeons, judges, biologists, wildlife biologists, trackers from Africa are coming out this year. Are you kidding me? It's absolutely mind-boggling. So again, I have an announcement. I'll do it at the 10-minute mark. I'm almost 3 minutes in. So in 10 minutes, I have a major announcement that's going to be spectacular. Part one of a major announcement that I've been really busting my butt on, and it's very exciting. 2026 is going to blow any year I've ever had right out of the water. It's just going to be no comparison. I'm making plans for helicopters to drop colleagues and supplies in. So imagine this. This is not part of the announcement. This is what I'm freaking planning. This is nuts. When have you ever seen this? You know how I go deep backcountry, like crazy backcountry? Well, I've got these amazing people. I'm even going to name it Rick, Logan, ER Dr. Billy. So these dudes are so tough. They're coming. They've all been backcountry with me already. These awesome, amazing human beings are going to go deep backcountry to do recon with me. We should be able to get halfway where what'll happen is we'll do recon, we'll set it up. I'm even going to, I wonder if I should even say it. I'm going to say it just because I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I love this live show. And what I want to tell you guys is there's a lake in the middle of hella nowhere. It's Sasquatch Lake. It's the most incredible. It's the epicenter of the Kubota Jake footage. Epicenter. It's epic, this area. What the problem is with the research that we do is, so we're at the very edge of this group of Sasquatch, this tribe of Sasquatch. We're at the edge of their habitat, and there's been logging there. It's right on beside the national park, and that's where they go into. But it's the absolute fringes of their territory, and there's people can get there. I get there. I drive in with a truck, and we hike around with people. They come right up to you could literally, when we get our best sightings around base camp, my truck is 40 yards away from the Sasquatch that we drove in. So we drive into the backcountry, but we're there. I'm talking an area where it used to take me, when I was Navy SEAL Ranger, those guys that just have the heavy backpacks, I was in ridiculous, phenomenal, top athletic human being shape. and I would light jog for 3 days up mountains, down through creeks to get to this area. I found a way. Now we know a way, that Sasquatch Creek that I've talked about, where we can probably. I'm going to get in about 2.5 days on the Logan on the recon. I'm just going to call it the recon expedition with my amazing colleagues. Um, 3 days in, let's say 2.5 days in, 2.5 days out. We're going to get about halfway there to where I want to be. I want to be able to look down and see. We're going to call it Sasquatch Lake, like the epicenter of the greatest collection of Sasquatch evidence in existence. The Jake Jane Kubota footage and even video 7, all that incredible footage was all done there. So in this vicinity, what I'm gonna do is, after the recon expedition, this is how awesome this is gonna be. I'm gonna go super light. So when we go in for the recon expedition, we're gonna have gear and camping stuff and equipment. I'm not gonna have that. I'm gonna have a light backpack, no water, because I'm gonna stop and drink at the water sources. I have, like, maybe like a 2 liter of water. Well, I'll fill up at the creeks when I pass them. But I'm gonna go 3 days ripping it. Like, I'll be wearing 10 pounds of weight, no sleeping bags, no nothing. Rip it like beast mode right through backcountry wilderness to get to Sasquatch Lake. And then I'm gonna have somebody that'll we'll talk about that later. Somebody's gonna come in with a helicopter and about 400 pounds of supplies and belay down from the helicopter. Could you imagine? It's like a movie, right? Into hella backcountry wilderness, middle of nowhere. No human beings go here. This is Sasquatch habitat. This is the deepest, most incredible, amazing habitat in the world for Sasquatch. They live in the harshest, most incredible backcountry environments. And this is like this is the lake where their home is. Even video 6 was in this area. Like, it's so rich. Sorry. So it's video 4, which is Jane, 5, which is Jake, 6, which is that giant Sasquatch you see his back, video 7, the thermal, and video 8, we're all within a few miles of this particular lake. That's kind of my old base camp area. So I'm getting there faster than I used to, because of this new recon that we're going to figure out. And then we're going to helicopter in supplies and have a permanent base in the backcountry, middle of nowhere. I'm just so excited about it. So excited. So, and then in future, we'll have a base camp at Sasquatch Lake, and this is going to precipitate the greatest. So again, when the Sasquatch are on the fringes, I guess I didn't finish what I was talking about, on the fringes of their territory, and they're interacting with us, they back away, and they're not timid. I don't want to say they're timid, but they're just it's not home. Like, if you're out on the fringes of your territory where there are human beings, there's a base camp there. Human beings. There, two trucks drive down that road a year. I drive down that road about 100 times a year, but about 2 other times a year, a truck will drive by that road. It's very, very abandoned, but people can get there. That's the whole point, right? No human beings have been here. I'll be in their home habitat. Like, literally, the young will come around at this point. Young Sasquatch. The young Sasquatch they don't really come around. In fact, I've never had a Sasquatch under the age of, I'd say, at the youngest was 10. A 10-year-old comes around our base camp areas. At the youngest was probably 12, but let's say at the youngest, this male was 10 who interacted with us. The young ones would come around. Really, like, I believe they sleep on the mountain. So the mountain above me is like their home. And then just about, let's say, the mountain above me is going to be about 3 miles off. The other chain of mountains, so you go down and up. So about 8 miles from here is where they live. So we've we've taken this to a level, y'all, that's just absolutely unbelievable. So 9 minutes in, 1 more minute. Spectacular. I'm going to film this, like someone belaying, if the helicopter can even land. So I'll hike in for 3 days. One colleague will belay down. This colleague has agreed, I'm not going to name names yet. This person has agreed to train to belay out of an airplane with a rope, and they're going to drop all these supplies, because I'm not carrying supplies, and that's why I can go so fast, right? So, and I'll be in a hard place. Just because 3 days, like, I'll be freaking exhausted. On day 3 or 4, when the helicopter, it'll probably be day 4, when the helicopter comes in and drops all the supplies and my colleague, then I'll take a day off. I'll be freaking exhausted. Like, I'll have been probably sleeping 3 hours a day and just killing it, humping through that backcountry wilderness. Even I was talking to my colleague today. I was like, why don't I just come on the helicopter ride? But the truth is, I'm going backcountry where I've never been before. I used to go north to get here. Now I'm going east to get here. So I'm going in from a completely different angle. So I have to leave a trail, make a trail, recon it out because we have to get out. The helicopter can't pick us up. There's no place to land. So we can get dropped off but not picked up. So pretty absolutely spectacular news. Now that we're 10 minutes in, I have successfully made a deal. Like it's done. A deal where I'm going to Africa to go and what's the word I want? Research the Agabwe. Is that, I hope I pronounced that right. I just learned the word like last week. Agabwe is, you can look it up. Agabwe. Somebody can online do that here. It's the African, so it's in, I'm going to tell you so much. It's in Kenya. I'm going to go into the wilderness with natives in Kenya. So I have to do this whole thing to get in with the natives. There's been a sighting of these Agabwe once in 1937. It's actually on Wikipedia, African Bigfoot. I bet you somebody, one of my peeps in here, you go look it up. Like I want it's Agabwe. Agabwe. I heard some African people say it. The Agabwe are clearly a Sasquatch type being. They're only 5 feet tall, but yeah, the natives and the people there are very aware of them, and I'm so freaking connected. Like the person that I'm connected to, I'm not going to name names yet, but he's an American. He's a black American who's very kind of gangster, but a cool dude. He's been a bodyguard. Rick knows who I'm talking about. Rick, who's on the recon expedition, set this up. I haven't even talked to Rick about this. Rick's going to see this on the live show. So the plans are, so my research is done in October. So it looks like there'll be multiple expeditions, but for sure the big ones are going to be in approximately November and approximately in February. And then you're not going to believe who's coming with me, right? I'm not going to say it. Who do you think, if I was to choose one human being, the toughest backcountry SOB of worked them for? Excuse me. And so this is not public yet, and I can't say anything about it. But the toughest backcountry, I won't say another word because it'll give it away. Like the godfather of, yeah, has tentatively agreed to come on 2 of these expeditions. Like it's going to be absolutely astonishing. I'm so excited to go to Africa. I'm so excited to work with the natives and the trackers. The stuff that I have to do is just wow. It's they're not just going to give this to me. I got to go there and earn it. But I just know I have so the indigenous people that live, like the Bushmen there, they're very not agreeable to outside people. But I've gotten in with the tribe, and the tribe's going to want to put me through tests and stuff. I just know it's going to work out. I know it's going to flow. If it doesn't, I mean, it's going to be a crap show, right? But I'm all in. Like I'm going to get this. I truly am boots on the ground. Well, I've got thousands and thousands of days of wilderness backcountry experience. I'm a legitimate tracker. I've worked with people that have been, so primatologists that have been to Africa, and they literally tell me like exactly what you do with this Sasquatch research is exactly what the gorilla trackers do in Africa. And I've been like an online pen pal with a couple of gorilla trackers that are fans of mine that work on the Dian Fossey Research Center. So the reason I'm saying this is I already know that we're going to get along. I know there's going to be a camaraderie ship. I know it's going to work out. If anybody Western, in the Western civilization can go out there and build a relationship with these African natives, I'm going to be able to do it. I'm just so confident. I just know it. Like I'm a hunter, a tracker, a wilderness expert, outdoorsman. I really legitimately understand like heartfelt, spiritual tracking skills, respect for animals and nature, like deep respect. So they're going to recognize that level of like shamanship in me. Like when I can't name names, but there are people I take out that I just see they're just brilliant shamans, deeply connected to the earth and growing. And that's just going to happen. I'm putting my 100% guarantee on that. I'm going to win that. And then they're the ones that will take you and show you the Agabwe, if that's the correct pronunciation. I should look down here. Somebody's already looked it up, I bet. But so that's one huge, isn't that huge? Todd standing is and it's what's great about it is in winter I'm toast. Like out here when the snow falls, I don't do Sasquatch research. So I get to go to Africa, and who knows the amount of time I might spend, a month, like 4 weeks, maybe 50 days. Like these guys are awesome when they're talking about what they want me to do. If it's a Finding Bigfoot show, which is horse manure, right? Where they don't even do anything. They go to a spot and they'll stay in hotels and hang out for a couple of days, and then they peace out, right? That's not me. I don't do that. I'll go in there for a week. I'm gonna film it, the journey, because I have to, everybody's gonna want to see what the journey was. So I will film it. I have this really cool this cool gimbal for my phone. This thing, it's pop it up. It works pretty good. I'm pretty proficient with it. I'll be using it this year, and I have a camera, a chest cam on. I got a new setup for that. So I'm gonna film the heck out of this stuff so everybody can see the story of it. And I'm gonna do that also with the helicopter into Sasquatch Lake this year. But is that ever? Tell me that isn't amazing, exciting. So I really will continue research off into the winter months. Significant. The other thing that's also pretty much a done deal is so I'm not going to name, so an African indigenous tribe. Uh, I you guys are awesome. It's the Darnum Junk tribe in Africa in the Blue Mountains, or not in Africa, in Australia. I'm gonna go out there with the Darnum Junk tribe in Africa and go work on the Yowie. So I'm trying to get 4 weeks, right? So 28 days out there in Australia. So more than probably 40 days with the Igabwe, and then the Yowie, 30 days I'm negotiating with the Yowie. Is that unreal? Like, when has this ever been done? And this is going to be a cultural mixing, because the Darnum Junk tribe in the Blue Mountains of Australia, I mean, they're backcountry masters, right? And they've actually invited me. They invited me like a decade ago. It's been not been able to get out there. But tell me that's not incredible news. Like, that's so exciting. That's what you get because we did miss last week, and I apologize. But that's what's been going on. I've got these things done so I can make these announcements. So that is absolutely spectacular, amazing news. I'm thrilled about it. And yeah, new celebrities are coming on board. It's new celebrities that are coming on board. I talked about somebody else. Again, I won't mention anything about it, but you guys I'm giving enough information without getting myself in trouble here. So love your content. Thank you, Mackenzie. There's Julie. Thank you for coming today. Appreciate you here. Beard looks good. Thank you. Boom. There's Royal. Thank you for coming in, my friend. Shadow Gardens of Mountain. Learned so much from you here in Boggy Creek, in Fuke, Arkansas. Man, and Shadow Guarding the Mountain, dude. You are now a moderator. I just appreciate your input, sir, and I'm going to make you a moderator today. Really appreciate you being here. The rule for the moderator is always, we don't tolerate swearing, angry, hostility, but hard, tough, really hard questions. Love it, right? When I was in Oregon last week, I had a couple people, this one lady and her son was smashing me with these brutal questions, and I loved it. I loved the pressure. It was just amazing. Ross, what? Hi there, Ross here from Scotland. Good to see you. Is this my Ross? No way. Is that my Ross from Scotland? I have Ross from Scotland as an expeditioner of mine who stayed at my house and hung out with my family for like 2 weeks here. Ross is an example where, so he comes from Scotland. It's a hell of a trip, and he wants to hang out in Canada, have a vacation here. So Ross comes into my house. It's just me and my 2 children that live here, and he's hanging out with my children. He's taking my children to places. He's riding the e-bikes around the little town that I live in, just soaking up everything, coming on the expedition. He got extra expedition time. He did his expedition. He was around for more because he was just into it. And then he got so passionate and fell so much in love and became such an asset. If that's my Ross from Scotland, I definitely make you a moderator, my friend. Just got to make sure that's what. Love the Sasquatch. Boom. Thank you very much, Andy, for tuning in. Really appreciate you, Andy. Love your moderation. Thank you, sir. Hi, Tim Fisher here. Albany, Oregon. Apples were gone. Whoa. So I met Tim. Apples were all gone. So I put up more going back next week. So, okay. So Tim, it was a pleasure meeting you. Do not put a game camera up where those apples are. Don't do it. They will never take apples from you there again. The reason for it is what happens is it's the energy. And I don't care if people, I don't care. I've done this many times, and every time I'm getting success and apples are taken, and the energy exchange is awesome because they'll respond in different ways. If you go out there and put up a camera, first of all, you're being deceptive and dishonest. They'll probably watch you put the camera up, and if they don't watch you, they'll see the glass on the camera. You're not gonna in the history of the world, we have never seen a visual tracker besides human beings and Sasquatch. They're the only ones. They visually track, like wolves and bears and uh, animals use scent. They don't look at impressions in the ground. We do. And the Sasquatch are vividly aware of what's around. They look up and down, they see cameras below, and they literally will most likely watch you put it up and think, you asshole. Sorry for swearing. You complete deceptive, dishonest person. You were giving us apples from the heart. I hope you people can understand this. You're giving apples as a gift with no attachment to it, just as a gift, an honorable, respectful gift. When you put a game camera out there, you're putting up the gift with a cost. Oh, I'll give you the apple. I'm going to sneak a camera. It's sneaky. It's deceptive. They'll see it a mile away. Don't do it. So we'll have a talk, Tim. We'll catch up this week, and yeah, we'll talk. Just make sure you don't, look for tracks, look for signs, look for them to return the gift, and to do other things, rock stack, stuff like that. And then I wouldn't even worry about footage till you've just keep growing. You're doing great. Just don't get too worried about that stuff. If something rises up, like the Sasquatch walks out on you, you can get some footage and get evidence. That's fantastic. But be cautious, because all of the research is lost when you push past it in a deceptive, dishonest way. You'll lose big time. Have you heard about the Bigfoot sighting in Ohio the past few days? No. I have to look into that. I live under a rock. I don't do much. Yeah, I'm not really into it. So there's James, Mr. Panner. Oh, I got to call you back, James. My apologies. Boo Mandy, hello, John. Thank you for tuning in. Side Sasquatch. Hi, Todd. I don't remember seeing you on here before. Hi, Todd. When you take me on expedition in a couple of years, Side Sasquatch. So you're apparently coming on expedition in a couple of years. That's good. I will be a qualified acoustic biologist on top of veterinarian statuses. Can't wait. Wow. Set up mics in the deep backcountry. So the mic thing is cool around base camp. We're not going to go deep backcountry, put up mics. I don't know about that. Well, I had a sniper that came out with me this year, Frank. And that guy, I was so happy he did this. Maybe I don't really. So he deceptively left a recorder right on the side of my trailer, right where the freaking cameras aren't pointed. And I'll tell you, the Sasquatch came out there and we heard them. Like they were, he's got the audio recordings. I got to get back on top of that. But yeah, I was so happy that he did that. I was like, you sneaky jerk. Yes, well done. Because I would have never thought in a million years they would come. That's why there's no cameras pointed that way. They came out to like the e-bikes at the side of the trailer, and they were sniffing around. You could hear them clearly. And again, y'all, when we're out there, I mean, this is what's also amazing that he did this and witnessed by all the other expeditioners. We heard the audio. All of us are going, that's a freaking, like, it's not bear sounding. It's like, like it's like that kind of very hominid sounding deep sounds. And there were 3 or 4 definitive hominid sounds we could hear clear as day. It's like, there was 2 of them. They were grunting at each other a little bit. That's why we heard the sounds. What's amazing about that is you can't think I planned it, because I didn't even know he did that. I never would have put that there. What a miracle. That just doesn't even make sense to me how that happened. They couldn't have planned it because they don't even know where the area is. Right now, if I took any one of those 3 expeditioners out there, they couldn't find that spot. It's a tough spot to get to. So yeah, so mics around base camp would be cool. And we're doing good. We got good sound recordings with Logan's camera setup, the Bigfoot live camera system that Logan has set up. It's getting excellent audio recordings, like as good as the ear can hear. That's really amazing. Dr. Mays, hi Todd, going to Oregon. Hi Todd, going to Oregon. I was just in Oregon. Look up NW Native Trackers. She lives there and she trades with them. Oh wow, she can read their writings. Wow, that's actually fantastic. Cool. Thank you for that. Paul lives in Oregon. Paul's doing some really good research. If Paul's on here today, Paul Calandrino, maybe look that up, Paul. I don't have any plans to go back to Oregon anytime soon. It sounds like a good angle, though. I would say, and there's so much more stuff I'd like to do with Sasquatch. So rest in peace, Dr. Meldrum. Thank you, Todd. This might sound insensitive, but would you know that what became of Dr. Meldrum's office content? Not really. That's not insensitive. That's a good question. Didn't he have original Pat? He does. Yeah, I think he did. So wherever those Patty footprints are, I'm going to know, because I did something to them. Let's talk about it. I'm not hiding stuff from you guys. So the original Patty footage that he has, I don't know how many he had. Like there's 5, I think. 5 or 6, I can't remember. So Jeff has them, and then Jeff goes to me, what's upsetting is he doesn't know the order of which the tracks are. And I go, I can figure it out. He goes, you cannot. Nobody can figure out what order they are. I go, oh yeah, I can. And I did. And I showed him. And so I showed him what order they were in based on the anatomy, the movement, and what we're seeing in the ecology, in the ground, in the terrain, and the trackways. So what I did is, so I told him what numbers they were, and where they went, and we spent like an hour debating it. He's questioning me and question. At first, I thought he's not gonna. Whenever Jeff Meldrum or John Benernagel, both the PhDs, whenever I started doing stuff with them, they were always really cranky with me. Like they were always like, no. They never said no, but they're looking at me like this. And they have their arms crossed, and they were real hard on me. I loved it. At the end of the day, what Jeff did do is when we lined them up, Jeff kept me a funny look, and then he flipped the tracks over and he put those numbers on them, and gave me a funny look. And at the end of the debate that we had, he was convinced that I had numbered them correctly. So wherever they are, I'll know, because the original is because he put those little numbers. I shouldn't be talking about that publicly, should I? I should have kind of kept that a secret, maybe. I don't know. I don't like keeping the whole point of the work that I do. In the past, I've been very protective. I have a lot of my colleagues, like, don't tell people that, don't tell people this. And I just don't like, unless it's really imperative, I just don't want to hide things. I don't want to keep secret. It's counterproductive to the discovery process. And the whole point of Todd standing, and I'll tell you this in clarity, when people, I really am, it's hard for me to say this, but I'm at an elite level, like above anybody public. So I'll say this, are there researchers out there that are maybe getting better work, that are getting Sasquatch take apples out of their hand? I think there are. I know of 2 people that I think are getting better results and better researchers than me, but they're not, because they're not going public. They're not being transparent. They're not getting this information out there. How many people, how many tens of thousands of people, guaranteed at the very least, maybe hundreds of thousands of people. In fact, it has to be hundreds of thousands. I'm just going to be transparent. Lives has been changed by the Discovering Bigfoot movie. It's maybe even millions. I mean, it was on Netflix. It had so many millions of views. So many people I meet said, wow, I was convinced of the reality of Sasquatch. And that's the transparency. And that's what makes me special, is these other people I'm talking about, when they die, everything they learned about Sasquatch dies with them. And that does us no good. That's not good karma. That's not good giving it back to the universe. This discovery is hella important, and they're hoarding it. And that makes me superior in what I do because of my transparency, because I'm out there, because and that's what Sabe is. In the Blackfoot, my favorite term for Sasquatch is Sabe, and Sabe represents integrity, honest, truthfulness, being open and truthful. And that's what telepathy is. That's what really resonated with me about that term. And I just found out yesterday that the term Sabe in Spanish means to know. How cool is that? So very cross-referenceable there. But yeah, so so I have to be transparent as much as I can. And then it goes to another level when expeditioners come out with me, because they come out and it's Todd standing and they know all this about me. They think they know, but then they get to really know me, and they get to see the passion and the intensity and the love that I have for this work. Like the best compliment I had last year, that just made me feel like the most wonderful thing anybody said to me. What happened was I was on an expedition with John and Nicole. There's a little couple tidbits about it. There's some shorts on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook about it. But John is this hardworking man who he has a dairy. He started out with 1 cow, and now he's got this multi-million-dollar dairy with I don't even know how many cows. He built himself up. He's this really quiet man that's very almost impossible to convince of things. He's very like stoic and centered on his beliefs and his knowing. And he doesn't really think Sasquatch is real. So he comes on the expedition with me, and he's horrifically skeptical. His wife saw a Sasquatch, and there were tracks on the ground. The tree breaks. Apples were taken that he had left, and he literally hid an apple, and the Sasquatch pulled it. Like all this stuff happened that was such significant, unreal, spectacular evidence. And at the end of the expedition, this very quiet man who doesn't speak much told me that he said, all the Sasquatch stuff is what it is, but the reason I believe that Sasquatch exists is because of your passion. It's not the evidence. It's not what I've seen. It's not the whoops. It's not the trailer shook. All the things that Sasquatch did, the massive amount of evidence that I witnessed. It was my passion for the evidence that convinced him about the reality of the species. That to me was it almost brought a tear. It brought a tear to my eye. It was like that was beautiful, man. Thank you. Especially because he doesn't say much, right? And he quietly just said that to me. He's the kind of guy that doesn't talk like I do, like I have to. Just a really quiet guy. And he said it in like 3 sentences. Not the evidence, not the citing, your passion. You can't be, and he professed to in a something like this where he says you can't be passionate the way you are about something and it not be real. And that just touched me. And I think this simple, quiet man, expressed what expeditioners experience with me in a quiet, simple sort of way. And I really see that to be true. And that's what expeditioners say about me. And they see that. I mean, I'll take you to 20 spots where there's been sightings and encounters, and where the flare incident transpired, where Survivor Man came, like all the stuff. The expeditions are phenomenal. And now that we're expanding and growing them, now we have these new people coming on board. Man, I've got 10 discovering Bigfoot research areas in the next 5 years that are going to happen. Well, probably the next 7 years. I got to take it step by step. Unless something big explodes. I get on the Joe Rogan show. I take someone like Joe Rogan out and show him a Sasquatch. Things are going to expand and explode, right? So, and all that are here, you hundreds of, I guess, thousands of people that watch this live show, you're going to be like, man, I was seeing that guy in the beginning. And are you even going to be surprised? Nope, you're not. Because you've been here like diligently participating in this discovery process and pushing it off to a next level. Good stuff. Jeff Albert M from Mass. Thank you, Albert. Appreciate it. James saying hi. Julie. Todd would love to hear about Eugene. Oh, you would love to hear about Eugene. Did you go out on any property? Nah, I was not feeling good, man. I was just getting over a real sickness. I had all these really cool people come around, and I'm like running a million miles an hour. I don't like airports and airplanes and stuff. And the show was a lot of energy, and then I was talking to people. I was having real important building relationships with people. I mean, I was only there for maybe I had 2 days, and I really wanted to commit to Paul Calandrino's his Sasquatch play and participate and be there. So I got to go to down to I can't remember the name of the spot I was at. I went down to the beach at one point. That was about an hour drive from Eugene to the coast, and that was nice. It was just good. But I ended up just spending all my time talking with people around Eugene. Like, after the showing, so many people had questions, and I had breakfast and lunch and dinner with somebody, and breakfast and lunch and dinner with somebody, and then the hikes that people were proposing to me were just too much. I wanted to, and I had plans to, and then I just didn't feel good, and just getting over my sickness. I was really ill, and I feel much better now. So I just needed to really recover. So, Dr. Mays says, "Have you ever heard of Scott Carpenter?" Yes, he was one of the few people who knew that some of Patty's clan were slaughtered. Oh, and they took trophies. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. No disrespect to anybody. Appreciate your perspectives. I can't see that being real, and I've seen some deception involved in that. So I don't. Yeah, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but like Jeff Meldrum was always upset when he heard about that. Jeff Meldrum investigated the validity of those claims, and he just buried them. They were absolutely untrue. And I got to see a lot of that. I met Jeff when that was going on, and he was so pissed off about it because there were definitive lies being told. Like, for example, I'll tell you this. These people were alleging that they were communicating with Mrs. Patterson. They were not. That's a lie. So, and I don't know who it was specifically, but people that were involved in that whole conspiracy thing. And it's deep and it's complicated, and I don't do soap opera stuff like that. But Jeff, that was one thing for sure that was not true, is nobody had spoken to Mrs. Patterson, because Jeff, there are two people on planet Earth that have contact with Mrs. Patterson, and I think there's only two that have anything to do with Bigfoot. And Jeff Meldrum's one of them. I know the other man. The other man is very powerful. And actually, this other man gives Mrs. Patterson money for using the footage. He actually has the rights to the original footage that he pays for. So he actually has contact with her. And yeah, so that's it's very unlikely to be true. And I don't really want to talk about it anymore. Maybe I'm wrong, but Jeff Meldrum was very passionately investigating it, looked at. I don't really look into stuff like that. I don't like that kind of crap. Yeah, I don't. Sasquatch kill people. They have killed people, of course they have. People are asses, and they piss off the Sasquatch. And then there are even Sasquatch that are really hostile, violent individuals that kill people. I'm 100% aware of at least 3 situations where Sasquatch killed people. Bears kill people every year. We don't have anything. Bears thriving around. Mountain lions kill people every year. But the point is too, was it without provocation? See, wolves kill people, but wolves in recorded history have never harmed human beings predatorily. It's always because you feed them or you screw up or you do something stupid. You have to antagonize or do something that's highly inappropriate for them to attack and kill you. They don't, like a bear will hawk and stalk and hunt you and kill you, and so will a mountain lion. In recorded history, wolves have never done that. We're going to see the same thing about Sasquatch. They have never, I would almost guarantee you, they just have never in recorded history have blatantly harmed a human being for no reason, to eat them or to hunt them or predatorily. I don't see that, because the 3 incidents that I know about were completely validated by, it was actually people shooting and killing and doing harm to the Sasquatch, and they were retaliating, which a dude goes and snags or kills a baby bear and the mother attacks him. Well, duh. You know, it's those kind of situations where it was very validated with the Sasquatch. I have never heard of a situation, and I don't really research so much, so I'm no expert when it comes to this. I know David Pilates did a lot of work with that, interviewing people, you know, and situations where Sasquatch have abducted and stuff. I don't do that. When those situations come up, I pass. I'm interested in the discovery, I don't study bear attacks and bear killing people. I study how to make sure that that doesn't happen and what to do that those incidents don't transpire. I don't like the gore and the horror of things. I get traumatized by that stuff. I'm just not cut from that cloth. I'm quite domesticated. I do hunt respectfully. I do meat hunt very respectfully. If I can't drop an animal, like when the animal hears the shot, he's already toast. He dies instantly. If I can't do that, I won't do it. So my shots are double heart lung, 100% impact. I don't even use arrows. I killed a deer once, double heart lung punctured a deer, and the arrow went through him, and the bugger ran like a mile. And when we got him, his nose was off. I'd never do that again. I have a 308, and I hit hard, and that animal is gone. Like, he feels a sting and meets God. I will not torture and harm animals. I don't eat tortured animals that have been slaughtered in a tortured way. That's something that's very important to me. So I'm not of that. I don't like that. It's not in my life. So I stay away from that stuff. If you were making this all up and Sasquatch isn't real, it would be absolutely insane. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be just absolutely nuts? Survivor Man, John Bennernickel. 36 human beings are out there in this world right now that have eyewitnessed the Sasquatch under my guidance. More than double that. 80 human beings have been out with me and had live interactions that they come back, like intelligent, amazing human beings, men and women. They're like, wow, they're Sasquatch, they're real. And then, you know, probably another 80 above that that are just convinced of the evidence that I show them. So it would be absolute. In fact, this is from G's 8592. Yeah. Like, publicly, y'all don't know the half of what I've actually done. It would be like the risks I've taken, the places I've been, the work that I've put into this. That would be the most insane. You know what? When I think about it like that, it's just, isn't that hilarious? Like, I'll laugh out loud. Like, that is absolutely, I will laugh my freaking ass off to think. And I want to repeat what you said. If you were making this all up and Sasquatch isn't real, like, I faked DNA. I got a little crock pot in my basement and I'm fooling geneticists. Nope. It's impossible. Really, totally impossible. That's why I really wanted to go to court badly. I wanted to take this to court because the evidence and the truth and the eyewitness accountings, like I would destroy fish and wildlife. They would be my opponents. I would annihilate them in proving the existence of Sasquatch. Like there's beyond a reasonable doubt, and then there's beyond on 80 different ways. Like that's why I did the court cases and I was so passionate about them, because the freaking evidence, y'all, is nuts. I'm imagine a murder case where I have DNA, dermal ridges, blood, hair. What I could have 100 people easily. You know how easy it'd be to get 100 doctors, lawyers, judges, the highest level of people, the highest caliber of honest, truthful human beings, any province or state in Canada and the United States, well, except Hawaii, maybe. I could get 100 of the most integral eyewitnesses to come out with all that evidence saying that Sasquatch are real. Can you imagine a court case? Not even that. So that's one step. So imagine a court case where you got blood, hair, DNA, videos, photos, like all this evidence, 100 eyewitness accountings and 1,000 more back there waiting. And then, so not only you have all this in a murder case, imagine I could take you out and show you the murderer, I guess, because that's what really the goal was Fish and Wildlife, was to take them out and show them a Sasquatch. So it's just such next level. I know it sounds kind of strange, but it's so next level. The evidence is so beyond a reasonable doubt. I'm literally, and I want you all to adopt this, it's the de facto discovery. Of course they're real. The evidence is ridiculously overwhelming. That's why there should be a lot of, I expect a lot of you are pretty frustrated. I was too. But there's more to this discovery process. This is what I'll tell you all. So many of you know this and you're right on board with me, and a lot of you will get there soon enough. But the truth is, the reason this isn't out there and the reason I'm going public and I'm teaching this is society's not ready for this. It's less ready than it was in the 70s and 60s when the Patterson footage came out. People aren't ready for this. These people, I'll tell you, they can't see the frickin' forest through the trees. Like, people have become so horribly domesticated. It's scary. Like, it's terrifying how bad it is. And of course, these people these human beings that live in like Los Angeles and New York City, as an example, they're freaking abused. They live on cement. They have no nature. They're disconnected from their biology. They eat packaged crap food, drink chlorinated and fluoridated water that's toxic, and they're poisoned with gases and toxins, and they live in environments that are full of electromagnetic fields and dumb them down. Like, I could go on all day. No wonder these people are so disconnected. They're not ready for this. That's why this hasn't manifested yet, and that's why I'm so passionately getting out there. I'm going to start doing more podcasts. I'm going to start growing and expanding, because the discovery can't happen until all of us, and I'm talking to all of you out there, all of you, we have to start propagating this, and because until society is ready, society can't have this. Do you understand that? Like, they are not ready, and it's gotten worse. And I don't know what to do other than to talk and do these live shows and do videos and go out and continue to work on the research. Now with AI around, I just saw an incredible Sasquatch video that's getting enormous traction as completely AI. So now the lies of what AI can do are going to really jade people, obviously, right? I mean, it's what people are saying about me, and I agree, is all the stuff that came out with me was way before AI. My footage is from all the way back in 2008. There's nothing AI to do with it. So that's the good thing. But my future footage now, it's going to be really contested. But the good thing is, when it really gets down to brass taxes, like the bottom line is, I'll tell you all, this is the secret. Iron sharpens iron, right? You fight fire with fire. AI recognizes AI. And when AI looks at my stuff, it goes, nope, that is not AI. That's legitimate, real footage. So there are always going to be pros and cons to everything that's new. And AI has its cons, but the pros far outweigh it. And I'm very grateful for its assistance, because all the AI programs that have analyzed my footage all come back real. That footage is usually what they say, which is kind of perplexing to me. They don't say it's real. They say it's unhoaxable. Why is that? So if it's unhoaxable, and I push this with AI, does that mean it's real? And AI says, conclusion, unhoaxable. But you're not saying it's real. So that's what's perplexing to me right now. And I just got to keep muddling through that. So yeah, but thank you so much for that, G's8592. Appreciate that. That was good for a laugh. Comment Comment continued. They used a baby Sasquatch. Oh, this is about the killing of Sasquatch. And that's cool. I just don't want to talk anymore. Thank you for bringing it up, though. Appreciate that. That was a tough question. In theory, you could clear an L zone for the chopper. I could, but there's other. I can't. I just can't. That I can't talk about. I can't in that area. Um, yeah, it can't happen. There are spots I can make landing zones. I'll even give you an example. Survivor Man wanted a landing zone for the radium hike. There's no way you can make a landing zone there. It's just the terrain is impossible. Uh, it's just not what you think. This is Rocky Mountain habitat. Like, so the terrain is just everywhere and difficult, and there's boulders, and the mountains have crumbled and there's spots. Maybe. Well, I shouldn't say that's not going to be impossible. This is Side Sasquatch. So ask me that question. But not right now. I'm not ready for that. And that's so. What we'll do this year is we'll establish the clearing a landing zone. You know how much work that is, right? That's not like 5 minutes. That's a massive scouting it, cutting it. It's chainsaws. Like, it's massive. And oh, this will help you, Side Sasquatch. The area is old growth. Within So in old growth, in case you're not aware of this, you have little baby trees, medium-sized trees in abundance, and about every in Canada, I'd say about every 30 yards, you've got a 300-year-old growth tree. And that spacing of those old growth trees has the branches in between it, so they're absorbing the sunlight. It's very efficient. I'd have to take down at least one 300-year-old growth tree. Are you hearing me? Freaking that's no 5-minute job. That's massive amount of work. And then all the other trees and finding the area. Oh my God, it'd be so much. So it's absolutely not within the realm of possibility for me to do that right now. I haven't reconned it and not ready for that. Good question though, and something to think about in the future. There's other problems there that I can't talk about though. Hey Todd, nice to see you in Oregon. Thank you. Son, one question. So you saw me in Oregon. Did you talk to me? Have you ever had evidence of tree shaking, juvenile Sasquatch swinging tree? Yes. Tracks disappearing? Yes. Oh, even I've had evidence of a Sasquatch. How big was that Sasquatch? I don't remember how big he was. I couldn't really. So there was a Sasquatch that jumped from tree to tree, a tree shaking, juvenile. So yeah, trees do that happens. Tree shaking and swinging tree to tree in the substrates they don't really there's not really terrain for them to swing from tree to tree. Like I said, it's the spacing between them. And even in these old growth forests, the trees don't have branches on the lower ends. They have branches up the tall, and it's weird. They're bushy. Um, but I've seen them I've seen evidence of them on multiple occasions of them jumping from tree to tree. Absolutely. So 100%. I can't believe you could do that to Sasquatch and get away with your life. Oh my God. Yeah. That's. I understand. I agree with you. You're talking about the murdering and killing them. That's another problem, right? Is so many issues with that they're telepathic. How do you hunt and get the upper hand on a being that can feel and knows your purpose as you're coming? And with the right technology, I suppose you could. You can cloak and block yourself, maybe, but I don't know. It's very complicated, and I don't want to. So glad for you. 2026 is the year for you. Thank you, Jeff. It's so for all of you that really are excited about this discovery and love this whole discovery process, I do ask that you pray for the discovery to move to the next level, because it's so important to humanity. The telepathy they can teach us, the organic biology, the true nature of a Sasquatch that we can come back to, getting back into nature, appreciating our natural biology. That's what they teach. It's a massively, in fact, I think it's the most important lesson in existence right now. So I would ask for you all to pray for the discovery process to move forward in whichever way is best for the discovery of Sasquatch. Not necessarily this discovery process, but just the discovery to move forward. I'm meeting and working with people this year that it's very exciting, that are precipitating incredible, amazing, astonishing results, growing and expanding dramatically, and it's absolutely awesome. So yes, all of us, even for you skeptics, you can pray for the truth to come out. That helps. Pray that the truth about Sasquatch comes out. If you don't believe in Sasquatch, you can still pray that the truth about the species really comes out, even anybody can do that, because that's what I was in the beginning when I was a skeptic and believed Sasquatch wasn't real. Way back in the beginning, I was focused on the truth though, and I was going to figure out what it was. And when my hypothesis of hoax didn't work, mistaken identity didn't work, misidentification didn't work, all these theories were getting kicked to the curb. And whatever you're left with, however improbable, is the truth. The truth is the species exists, and I was definitively working towards the truth, and now I know they exist, and I'm a knower. I know it. Look at that sky. I love this. We are officially an international live show, ladies and gentlemen. Great Britain in the house. Thank you very much for tuning in, my friend. I know it's freaking crazy in the morning, like 3 for you, huh? Thank you for tuning in. And if Ross is here, dude, you're like same thing, 3 in the morning. Is this live? Says Alex. Yes, welcome. Side Sasquatch, thank you. Oh, look at this. People are saying stuff. I'm not, no comment, no comment. Thank you. Oops, don't do that. Royal the Boom, thank you. What's up, buddy? Says Bigfoot live stream. There's Logan, my man. So Logan is part of the recon, and Logan has the Bigfoot live stream that the audio is spectacular on the live stream. And oh, there it is, Agabwe or Water Boogie. Okay, there it is. That's Ross. Is that my Ross? Damn, Ross. Is that you? Is that my bro from Scotland? So Agapwe, that's it. And when they say it with the African accent, Agapwe. It's beautiful. So that's it. Agapwe. Thank you, Ross. The Lion Whisperer. That's not me. I am a Leo, and I've had 0 interactions in my life with wild lions. I've never been to Africa. But, you know, I know lions are dangerous and stalkers and impressive. I deal with mountain lions. Very impressive hunters, killers, like awesome. I've seen 250-pound mountain lions. They're just killers. Like, there's a couple mountain lions I've seen, and now I've seen videos. Originally, I'd seen these mountain lions. They look like they're on freaking steroids. Their jaws are massive. These males are just like, they just got traps and jaws, and they just like their jaws are like popping out of their skin. The teeth are like they are awesome killers. Like, and when you get these 2 mountain lions that I saw, they're very dominant mountain lions. They got to be 250 pounds. They just look like they're jacked up on steroids. Like their muscles are rippling. Like I can't even believe. They are unreal killers. They are spectacular. Like those mountain lions will kill an 800-pound elk, like quite easily. That is awesome. Like they are incredibly, like just masterful killers, total predatory like animals, and really dominant species. I deal with them all the time in incredible habitat. You know, I know they're not as big as a lion, but you know, grizzly bears are bigger. I deal with them. Black bears are bigger. So it's just part of the ecology, and I'm just really cool. The water bullion, or I can't pronounce that, in South Africa, a 6-foot reddish-haired. So that's what I'm getting. That's what it says on Wikipedia, but it's Agabwe, and it's in Kenya. Remember, I'm going to Kenya, right? Similar to the North American Sasquatch, these shy water-dwelling beings are baboon-like. Wow, I didn't know that. Thank you, Julie. That's awesome. I wonder, so I don't know. I wonder if the Agabwe are water-dwelling beings in Kenya. Very interesting, right? Gonna figure that out. It's because like we're so in North America, it's Canada, United States especially. Like we do Hollywood, we have the major motion pictures, and we get a lot of the, you know, like the president of the United States is probably the most famous politician in the world. He's got to be the most famous. Like who is more famous than the president of the United States? So you get all this focus on America, especially being the powerhouse country that it is, that's so publicized, and there's so much media information and social media and all this information about it. You don't get that from Africa. They're way behind. It's nothing like we get in the United States. That's why the Agabwe, or this water buoying, is going to be way less heard of. Even there's the Alush, ALUX in Mexico. They're not like Sasquatch. They're little green dudes that live underground. They're so likely to be real. There's way more evidence with the Alush and the people that know about the Alush, and nobody ever talks about it. I talk about the Alush. I bet you 90% of you don't even know what the heck that is. And you've probably been to Mexico. If you go to the cenotes there, they have little offerings to the Alush all the time. The alcohol and the flies eating the fruits, that's for the Alush. And if that don't happen, that cenote collapses. So really cool stuff. There's lots of, you know, things out there that are absolutely amazing. Radium is looking beautiful on the live cams. Oh, thanks, Logan. Yeah, that's awesome. It's so fantastic. And you're getting enough sunlight now, right? The problem we were having out there was the freaking sun barely comes over the mountain when it's cold, like in December when the sun's low. So the mountain's here and the sun's going whoop, whoop like that. And now it's sun like this. And once summer hot hits, the sun will come up like this, and he'll get massive. And Logan's got massive solar panels pointed right at the sun. So it's going to be a fantastic year. And how cool is it going to be that Logan's live cams, his live stream, is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's always going to be somebody out there. If it's not Todd standing, it's going to be Kyle, the man, the myth, the young legend coming up. Very excited for Kyle. Um, yeah, and forevermore, from like mid-May to the end of October, there will be boots on the ground presence at Radium Research Center, and the live stream will be covering it all. Like literally this year, I would say conservatively, since the Logan has amped up the power, amped it up big time, and pushed all that equipment. Logan, if you went out to my trailer in what used to be the bathroom, is blinking lights and machinery and all this equipment. He's just dialed it in. He's done so much work and put so much into that. Last year was a really great run through. This year, so even let me tell you all this. We were having issues too. We were getting a generator that would turn on and turn off to keep power. You know what's going to happen now? If I'm not out there, Kyle's out there. If it rains for a week, Kyle and I are going to kick on a generator and juice that baby up. So you're going to get coverage, literally 4 times the coverage starting this year on the Bigfoot live stream. And when I say 4 times the coverage, that means last year, a good 25% of the time, we were up, maybe more. Yeah, maybe more than that. Maybe 40, 50% of the time. Logan would have the stats. 100% live stream this year. It can never go down. Logan will simply send a text to the guide, me or Kyle. Even when you have to do that, we're going to juice that thing up. I mean, it's just never going to shut down. And we've never had that on the Bigfoot live stream. And the Sasquatch are coming around, and new cameras, new equipment, next level, 24/7 cameras running and rolling and working. That's going to be absolutely astonishing. So congratulations, Logan. You busted your ass, my friend. It's an honor and a privilege to have you as a colleague, my friend. And that, oh yeah, it's not even me. He's got working with Survivor Man. He's got spots in other places. So Logan's out of control. All I can promise you is 24/7 starting mid-May. The Discovering Bigfoot Live, or the Bigfoot live stream, will be killing it in Radium, and then all the other stuff he has. Remember, the man has gone through the gauntlet. This is like everything we do in wilderness. It's so much harder out there. Weather and all the elements and the animals, it's just the layers of holy crap difficulty. And the lies. You want to talk about hoaxing and lying? The batteries and the solar panels, they are full of crap. I have an Anchor, a 5,000. I spent 5 grand on this thing. It's a stinking, reeking piece of crap. I'm going to tell Anchor to call them and say, and Anchor is this incredible, amazing company. Their stuff is crap. They're a bunch of lying garbage. Don't ever buy Anchor equipment. And they're better than, what's that other one? There's a couple other companies. Anchor's the highest rated, incredible. I spent 5 grand on a freaking charger. I could pull that piece of crap over here. It broke down because it got up to +10 Celsius. So that's, it got all the way down to like 45 degrees Fahrenheit. And the thing went, and it doesn't work. And that's the second time, and I'm sick of it. So the point is, y'all, we have, especially Logan's been through the gauntlet 10 times harder than me. And it's been a hell of a journey to get all that electronic and equipment running, because we're so lied to. It's fairy tales and fairy dust with what the solar panels do. Like Logan has what I would have thought would be 10 times the power necessary with solar panels, and that's just enough. So it's been, the whole solar thing has just been an absolute debacle for us. But Logan's got it. We got it organized. Logan's the man. Thank you very much, Logan. Appreciate you. It's people like Logan and Billy and Rick and James and Darren and Jason, and I could just go on all day. And I forgot Paul Calandrino, like the dozens and dozens of people now that are just incredibly involved in this discovery process, that are bringing it up to the next level, I'm talking boots on the ground with me, and then all of you doing all this incredible work. I'm so grateful. Like we're doing it. When's the next excursion to Radium? I'm in Radium doing recon as soon as the snow melts. Just a couple more questions. Ross, hello, brother. Yeah, man. Oh, so it is Ross. That's Ross. It's him. So I'm going to just quickly, there you go, Ross. You are a moderator, my friend. Now I know it's you. It's first time out here. It's 3 a.m. Crazy, huh? So Love to have you out there this year, Ross. Let's see if we can work that out. Why don't the Sasquatches open their mouths in your movies? You ever see, well, let me ask you this. You ever seen a deer with its mouth open? I've never seen that. Have you ever seen a photograph of a deer like that? Nope. You ever seen a bear with its mouth open? I see wolves. Yeah, but Sasquatch don't pant. So you've never seen a Sasquatch in my video with its mouth open because you've never seen a Sasquatch breathing heavy in my videos. And even if they were, Kubota is doing that. Kubota's got nasal flare, right? So Kubota, he might be breathing heavy because his nasals are flaring and his cheekbones are moving, but he's not eating. So why would you ever? That just doesn't make sense. I wouldn't expect that. Love your content. I live in Oak Forest in Illinois. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate you. Good to see you, brother. Thank you, Ross. So you're now a moderator. At least I tried to make you one. I think I'm going to find your Sasquatch when I go on the what? Who is this? I think I'm going to find your Sasquatch when you go on your trip. Cool. Thank you for that. Are you coming on an expedition with me? They track through smell and obviously through visual cues. Absolutely correct. This is from Sunshine Coastal. That is absolutely true. You're missing something though. They also follow energy, and that's a whole boots on the ground, big, big, big thing to show. Do you live in Washington State? No, but I think Washington State, like so, Alberta, British Columbia, and then my third go-to state place is Washington State. So number 3, because I live in Alberta. I do Radium is in British Columbia, but I have Nordegg in Alberta that I've had incredible success with. Incredible success in Radium footage, just unreal, spectacular success. And then my number 3 spot in my whole discovery process is Nia Bay on the Olympic Peninsula of Washington State with the amazing Makah Native people. It is. So I'm going there in April. This is the end of the show, guys. I'm just going to talk about this real quick. I'm going there to April. This is, I don't know, my 6th time out there. And I get incredible, immense success. Last year, the stuff that we discovered was unreal, astonishing, and spectacular. The journey that we go on as human beings and grow. Paul Calandrino, this will be his 2nd time out there with me, and the other expeditioners. Matt and Dan can't make it this year. They were out last year. Matt's a kidney specialist, MD, and Dan is just a cool, awesome dude who was a person who I witnessed a Sasquatch under my guidance on an expedition with me. They will not be able to make it this year, so I've replaced them with 2 other people that look absolutely from Colorado, 2 amazing human beings. So yeah, it's Nia Bay, April, beginning of April, 1st week of April. I'll be out there in Nia Bay. Don't bother to come out there. I'm doing an expedition. I'm not public at all. I'm going out there to work with my extended family, which are the Makah people. You all should know this. I absolutely love Indigenous culture, love it, like passionately. And I've worked with the Blackfoot, I've worked with the Cree, and multiple other Canadian First Nations people, Squamish people, just lots and lots of Indigenous people, Ojibwa. It's been amazing, but and I've always been. That's always been an extremely important relationship. When my Cree elder died, he was a Northern Cree elder. I wasn't able to continue my relationship with the Cree people, which was really heartbreaking and disappointing to me. I have built a relationship with the Makah people that is just they're extended family to me. I have an unreal, spectacular, deep relationship, not just with the Makah people, but the other people there that live in and around the Makah Indian Reserve. All these colleagues and people that I work with there, it's up-leveled me, and we've built a relationship where they have taught me and changed me so much. And if you ask them, they'll say Todd has taught us and changed us so much. And I see it. I see it in the things they do. I see it in the way they live. My influence is very significant in their lives, and their influence has been massively significant in my life. I have, just awesome mentorship relationships with Brian and Larry and the whole crew of ladies out there. It's astonishing. That place is, they're literally my extended family. I actually don't think I have relationships with that. That's the place for me. Like I have my Alberta boys and my BC boys, and we have we're bros, right? It's fantastic. But my relationship with the people in Nia Bay and the Makah Native people it's a relationship that will never ever end as long as there's a standing. My son is coming with me this year. This will be his 2nd time out there. He was talking to Sasquatch on an expedition. He was literally communicating with them like verbally. Like, hey, are you out there? Can you make a sound? Whoop. Hey, come a little closer. Boom, crash, boom, crash. Like you wouldn't believe what my boy did on that expedition. It was unreal. the success that he garnered. And of course, my son and my daughter fell in love with that beautiful place, just like their daddy. And so as long as there's a standing alive on this beautiful planet, when I'm gone and my time has passed, my children will go there every year. That's the connection I have with that beautiful Nia Bay. I'm very passionate about that place. Washington State is magnificent. I absolutely love Washington State. It's so much like British Columbia, and well, but different. So I love it. I love the people there. Yeah, it's wonderful, and I'm really excited to be out there. I don't know what's going to happen with videos. I haven't even gotten into like finish the June videos from 2025. So I'm really behind on my social media. I'll start hammering that stuff out right away as soon as I can. You saw what I'm doing. That's the announcement. Is if you didn't get it, I'm going to Africa in November is the plan, and February, where I'm going to go and spend weeks and weeks for sure, at least 4 weeks, probably more, doing the Agabwe, working on that in Kenya. So incredible. And then the other announcement is the Darnum Junk Tribe. Did I say that right? Darnum Junk Tribe in Australia, in the Australia Blue Mountains, going to look and spend time doing the Yowie there. So awesome, exciting news. Thank you so much for your all support, everybody. This is for us. This is our discovery process. This is the discovery of Bigfoot. Literally, that's all we do. That's what we work on. Very passionate about it. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I will be back next Wednesday. I apologize for missing last week. Lots more to come. So take care of yourself. Bye for now.